Alright boys, I'm back. So you know what that means? Another wrestling pay-per-view must have happened, and indeed it has. This time coming to you from the land down under, we had Crown Jewel 2025. And if I had to explain this show in just one word, mid! This show was hella mid. But do you expect anything else from the WWE? It wasn't bad. You can't even say it was like so bad that you can get angry about it, or it was just mid and it could have been good. No. This show was just mid. Not bad, not good, just mid! The worst thing you can be as a show, because at least if you're bad, people can talk about how bad you are, and if you are good, people can praise you for being good. But if you're mid, you're basically nothing, and you just took up space and time. So I usually like going over each match and talk about it, what happened, who won, and if it was good or not. But every single match in today's show was mid and nothing special, so I'm just gonna go real quickly through them. The first match was Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns loses. Surprisingly, it was a dirty finish because there were interference by the Usos and Braun Breaker, but Bronson Reed picks up the win. Next match was Stephanie and Tiffany, a very boring ass match, and of course it was ruined by Tiffany Stratton and her two left feet. Stephanie wins, and as always, Triple H has to get weird and creepy with his female employees and gets really up close to her, spins her around, and puts the belt on her, puts his forehead on her. This guy is fucking weird. This guy is creepy, especially when it comes to women. He's a little too touchy for a boss. The relationship you are seeing between them on TV is not a normal boss and employee relationship. Can you imagine if you went to work and your boss hugged you and touched you and talked to you like that as Triple H talks to his wrestlers? It's just weird, bro. These are grown-ass adults, by the way, and he's talking to his wrestlers like this. It is very weird, very inappropriate. I don't know what is happening backstage, but it's very weird that we keep seeing Triple H get really huggy and really close to a lot of his wrestlers, especially the female ones. After that awful match and weird interaction between Triple H and Stephanie Van Kerr, we go on to the third match of the night, which was John Cena versus AJ Styles. And I wish I had a lot more to say about this match, but just like AJ went out on TV and said we do not need a story, this match is gonna be good no matter what. What do you want me to say? This match was not good. This match, you've seen it before. This match is every single match that John Cena has been having during his retirement run. Finisher spam non-stop and kick out after kick out. But this time he didn't spam his own finishers. He spammed the finishers of every other wrestler he has ever wrestled. This match could have been good. This match could have been great if they just gave it a story. But since Triple H and WWE hate storytelling, we did not get that. And while I was watching this match, two storylines came to my head that could have easily been done with this match. And if I can come up with two idiotic storylines, then Triple H for sure can come up with a random story to tell behind this match. So here were my two stories. Let me take you to my creative writing class real quick. So right now on NXT, they are having the TNA versus NXT Invasion angle, and they could have tied that storyline with John Cena and AJ Styles. First of all, this storyline has been happening for months now. TNA and NXT have been having matches and shows together for a really long time right now, so they did have time to prepare for this storyline if they wanted to. But as always, they didn't want to because Triple H has zero creative skills in him. So this is what I thought they could have done. AJ Styles this year went back to TNA during Slammiversary and just cut a normal good guy promo talking about how good TNA was and how happy he was to be back. But they could have had this moment start off the Invasion storyline. AJ Styles goes back to TNA and he cuts a heel promo where he hypes himself up and cuts down TNA. He basically says, when I left, TNA went to shit. TNA is nothing without me, so I'm back to take control and lead you guys to something great, which is believable and also builds up AJ Styles, because when AJ Styles did leave TNA, TNA went to shit. TNA is nothing without him. At that point, he could have set that up, taken over TNA, and then he could have sent the TNA roster to attack NXT. Unfortunately, TNA is not what it used to be, so it's not believable that they can stand up to Monday Night Raw, so you keep them at NXT. But you keep keep AJ Styles on Raw as a heel going after John Cena because AJ Styles has something to prove to himself and the world. AJ Styles is the face of TNA while John Cena is the face of WWE. So you can have a very simple match of the two faces of the two companies going against each other to prove who's the best. Very basic and very simple story that you could have given to this match. Another story that I thought about when I was watching this match, John Cena and AJ Styles were the face of their respective industry at the same time. John Cena was the mainstream guy leading the WWE and AJ Styles was the TNA or indie guy leading the indies. So what you could have had, if you didn't want to make it WWE versus TNA, you could have had the indie guy finally snapping and going after John Cena, the guy who represented wrestling, to prove that he was the guy and that he is better than John Cena because those two really peaked around the same time. John Cena was the mainstream guy while AJ Styles broke his butt in the indies, and you could have made a story out of that where AJ Styles wanted to finally go after John Cena for that and to prove that he was the guy that was running the franchise, not John Cena. A very basic heel versus good guy storyline. AJ Styles would have been the heel no matter what because they already did a heel John Cena. It was god awful, so they turned him face, so you might as well give him a heel AJ Styles. It is not pure cinema. The effort I put in creating those two boring stories was more than the effort that Triple H put in. They literally just had AJ Styles go out there and say they don't need a story, this match is gonna be good no matter what. And unfortunately, it wasn't good. These two had better matches before, and if they had at least a hint of story behind this match, it could have been more interesting than what we had. John Cena picks up the win, by the way. Let's go on to match number 4. It is Asuka and Kairi Saint versus Io and Rhea Ripley. A very basic TV match that had nothing going for it. It was a match you would have seen on Raw any other day. Nothing to talk about. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley wins. Let's move on. Now we go on to the main event. It is Seth Rollins versus Stardust. We have Seth Rollins who is washed, and then we have Stardust who is a bum in the main event once again. How many pay-per-views this year are we gonna get that are gonna get ruined by Stardust being in the main event? This guy is not a main eventer. This guy sucks. His matches are bad, his promos are bad, his wrestling is bad, his character is bad. Everything about this guy sucks. This is why when he was in the WWE under Vince McMahon saw how this guy had zero talent in his whole body, so he put him in the bottom as Stardust. But now WWE is run by Triple H, another guy with zero talent. Of course, Triple H sees himself in Cody Rhodes because they both suck. Anyways, this match was god awful because it was a Cody Rhodes match. Seth Rollins picks up the win, which was surprising, but of course it was a dirty finish. You cannot have Cody Rhodes lose cleanly because Cody Rhodes is the man that runs the place, the man that put the company on his back, and as it was on his back, they started losing fans, they started losing ticket sales, they started losing everything, but at least Triple H likes him. Well, whatever, bro. This match, this whole show was mid. Anyways, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just wrestling. What you gonna do? You expect it to be a mid show, and it was a mid show, so I guess you got what you were expecting. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all on the other one.